the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast here on this Wednesday. We're glad that you joined us whenever it is that you join us throughout your day and making Auburn Blitz part of your Auburn content. Watch and listen. Faith, good to see you this morning. It's an understatement to say that we got a ton to get to and dive into. And, of course, we'll take people's comments as they come through because we are live this morning. Sometimes we're recorded. We try to let everybody know that when we do recorded ones, but we are live and in action this morning on a Wednesday. Faith, good to see you as always.
Good morning. Good to see you. Y'all, we've got a busy day today, but excited.
Very excited. Got a lot going on that we're going to get after, but obviously first, Keyshawn Murphy joins the Auburn Tigers. We've been talking about that for maybe over a week, a little bit more, and what the potential was. And, I know Randy and I talked about how great of a player he was in high school at Ramsey. And, so goes over to Mississippi State. We'll dive into his career there and how it looked and how he progressed and to the point where he is now. So we'll talk a lot about that, and then we'll talk a lot about the portal. It opens today. Yay or nay? I mean, some people will get excited about that. Others dread it. And so we've got some news there, some outgoing news for Auburn there, Faith. So we're going to dive into all that. Plus, Media Day schedule was announced. We'll talk about that. Brian Harsin continues to run players off from programs. We'll talk about that. Glad to see that he's back in the mix. But before we dive too much into that, let's get to some of our partners here on the program, and we'll start with Sensagreen, Faith.
Sensagreen, for air that's cool and clean, call on Sensagreen. They are the carrier dealers for the state of Alabama and proud supporter of Auburn athletics and the Auburn Blitz podcast. Humid summers are coming right up. I know it's already starting to get humid. And you don't want your house to be humid. You don't want to walk around in your house to feel muggy. So getting a carrier unit from Sensagreen, it'll save you thousands of dollars on new installation with Sensagreen. So make sure you call over there. We love Sensagreen and everything that they do for us. So make sure your summer isn't going to be spent just as hot as it is outside, inside your home.
Absolutely. Don't want that going on. Scout Program Management in Birmingham, Alabama, a full construction management firm specializing in educational projects, but they can handle anything for you. Make sure you call on them from the pre-construction phase all the way to the finished product. They'll handle it and take the worry away from you, and they'll make sure it's done correctly. That's important when you're hiring a consulting firm. Scout Program Management is the top in their business. And Bunkers, Faith. You and I love Bunkers.
Love Bunkers. Love the food. They just finished up their new bar on the other side, so you can actually rent that whole side if you want to have a party. And they've got bays that you can go in there and rent and use the golf simulator, and you don't just have to play golf on there. They have 27 different games and sports that you can play on the simulator. And so going over there, make sure you order the food. My favorite's the steak sliders, obviously. And they've got plenty of different drinks. And yeah, so go over there. We love them and love eating. And I love practicing my golf swing that I'm slowly but surely getting better at.
I can't wait to the next time we've been saying this. And when we go over there next time, I'm definitely filming this, and we're going to video and we're going to put this on for everybody to see what a professional you are. So excited about that. So we'll be doing some filming the next time we're Bunkers. But shout out to Alan and Wes and KJ and those guys over there. We appreciate our partnership with them. Faith, let's talk about Keyshawn Murphy, 6'10", like a stretch four player. He's, when you look at him, he's been at Mississippi State for 3 years. He played behind Tulu Smith, and so he developed and he got better. And Coach Pearl talked about the recruiting of him coming out of high school, and he knew he was going to be a good player. Just wasn't at the time a fit for where we needed him at Auburn, but he went off and got better and became and I still think we haven't seen his ceiling. I mean, this year really was his first opportunity to be a major role player, contributor for Mississippi State. So he went from averaging like 4 points a game to 11.7. So I think coming into Auburn, he's going to add even more to his game. He's going to learn even more. He's not going to be a true replacement for Janai Broome because of the different style of play, but he does have a pretty good shot. And, he likes to, from the film that I've watched and just going back and looking at clips and things, he brings a different element to the game than maybe, a true five would bring. So, but nevertheless, a massive pickup in the portal.
Massive pickup. Yeah, he's definitely somebody that we needed after losing both of our big guys. So yeah, I'm excited for him to come back to his home state of Alabama and be with Auburn in the program that BP has built in his coaching staff. So yeah, it's exciting that he's going to be hopefully able to make a huge impact on our Auburn team like he did with Mississippi State. So absolutely.
So you get Keyshawn Hall. I mean, do you have to be named Keyshawn to be on Auburn's coming up team? But Keyshawn Hall from Central Florida was also a major pickup. So that's 2 now Auburn's gotten in this portal window, but a lot more work to do for this team. And I'll kind of cross compare Nate Oates and Alabama. When you go back, they played 11 players in the Sweet 16 game against BYU. Faith, 9 of them are gone. 9 of them aren't even on the team anymore. That just tells you what you have to deal with in this portal window now. And you just have to almost expect it. And if you don't expect that you're going to have a complete flip over on your roster, you're way off. I think these coaches are conditioned. They don't panic. They know that they could look up and 3 weeks later, their locker room be completely vacated. I know John Calipari, when he went to Arkansas, had to deal with that. And Auburn's having to deal with guys leaving. We knew this was an older team. So this is just the norm in college basketball now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you took it away right there.
And then you've got a JUCO center, and Kyle just mentioned that. Defensive player of the year was in on that visit. Again, trying to add these pieces that Auburn needs to fill is a priority, obviously, for Bruce Pearl inside. I think he feels confident about our backcourt. And so just kind of let's just look at this backcourt for a second, Faith, and I'll kind of go through this and just kind of let you give your thoughts on it, okay? Todd Pettiford, obviously, if he doesn't like where he's projected to go in the draft, he's going to come back. So strong point guard there. You got Caden Magwood coming in behind him as a recruit. So very talented, young guy, very similar to from an experience situation, to Hod from last year. What's his role going to be? That's going to be, a guy that's probably going to learn and garner some minutes coming off the bench. That is if Tahad Pettiford comes back. All right, and then at the shooting guard position, you got Bashir, and then you got Walker coming in from high school. But I think you agree with me on this. Auburn's going to have to go out and get another piece there at shooting guard. I mean, got to have 3 guys in that position.
Absolutely. We've seen, throughout this season, the impact injuries have had all over the court. And so the depth, especially at that position, is going to be really important.
Don't know the verdict on CBM, but you would think he would be the starter there if he comes back at the other forward position. Got to go get another guy there, so that's another piece. And then Key Hall at the power forward along with Sebastian. I would put in that role. Also, maybe even Keyshawn Murphy in that four, because he was a four at Mississippi State. You know, can he flop down and play a little five? Yeah, but I still think, I'm just going to be honest with you, I think Auburn needs to go get two more big men.
100%. I think so too. That's going to be crucial for the way that we're going to be able to not only handle the ball underneath the goal, but also on defense.
I mean, again, I don't think that Murph is going to be the guy that fulfills Janai Broom's shoes the way. I mean, they're both similar as far as height and all, but totally different styles of play when it comes to that. Can he go down and play that five? Possibly so, but he's more of a stretch four. Justin said, "I'm really hoping Pettiford comes back." Tell me your thoughts on that, Faith. How important is it? I mean, what Tahad brings back to this team if he comes back, in your opinion?
Well, I've always said that I love Tahad, and I always thought that he deserved all the playing minutes that he got early in the season. Wanted to see more of him and throughout the season, and we did get to see more of him. I think his confidence level just towards the end of the season really started to be at where it should have been all along. The whole freshman aspect of it, I 100% see. But I think he has a huge potential at Auburn for this next season. And like he said in his when he was declaring for the draft, that if he decides not to stay in for the NBA draft, that he wants to run it back next year at Auburn. And I think that impact of how he played this past season just behind Denver Jones is going to, in that starting position, be a huge thing for him next year in his performance, but also it'll help his draft stock next year. And so I think one more year under BP and the staff's belt would honestly do him numbers. And I think he's still good enough to go to the NBA. But I just think that one more year there is going to make a hell of a more difference.
I totally agree. And going to increase his draft stock tremendously. Excuse me. I mean, gotta love the weather changing and all. So Kyle kind of threw that out there just a minute ago about the JUCO Center that came in on a visit on Monday. Well, it's official now, confirming that Auburn has added Butler Community College 7-footer Emeka Opurum. He was the conference's defensive player of the year. 9.4 points per game, Faith, and shot it at about 66, 67%.
Yeah, 67%. Averaged 8 rebounds per game. We know how important that's going to be with losing our two big guys. Yeah, I think he's going to add a lot to the team, and we saw what happened with CBM coming from a JUCO. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. And yeah, I still think we need to go in and get another big guy at least, like we were talking about earlier.
Right. Well, that knocks out one.
Yep.
So we add him to the mix now as we're talking about this. We get confirmation that happens and that he comes in. So that's 3 portal pieces now. Opurum, Hall, and Murphy. And they're all solid pieces being added back to this team. And so we're going to continue to watch how this plays out. the rest of the pieces coming in, but Auburn's got a strong, high school class coming in. I thought that they went out and did, especially Caden Magwood. I'm really excited about what he's going to bring to the table there at the point guard position, and especially if Tahad comes back, gives you really, really solid quality depth there at the one. So yeah, I mean, a lot of breaking news going on. Just great to see that this is coming together. I don't think anybody is surprised at all that Bruce Pearl, what he does is he methodically goes out and selects guys that he feels like fits this system and this style of play. And, again, 3 really good additions. We're going to probably have 3 or 4 more additions before all is said and done. And Auburn's going to be right back in the mix again, going to be competing at the highest level in this conference. And why would you not, if you're in the portal and you see what Auburn's done the last 5 to 7 years, and especially the development of guys and going to the NBA, why would you not want to come play in this system at all?
Absolutely. I think we've said that almost the whole season with some specific instances. Again, you see how far we got this past season. Well, I think that should just be a motivation for the next season of, all right, we made it to the Final Four. Now it's the championship time. So again, that's what I think Tahad also should hopefully be thinking about too, of, if he doesn't like where he's going to be at, well, I think he would be more than content with hopefully making it to the national championship game next year, maybe.
Right. We don't like fence straddlers. Everybody good?
There she goes.
Yeah. I know nobody likes fence straddlers, so I don't straddle the fence. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, and this isn't very much more than a fence straddler here, but I think if I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say it'd be 60-40 Tahad back to Auburn. Now, I know that
I would be okay. I'm okay with a little bit more him coming back. So I'm really hoping that
I just think it's going to have to be something really over the top to get him. I really think he loves Auburn. I think his deal at Auburn is very, very good. And, that's what's making it a not such a no-brainer to just go get drafted. Like LeBaron Fallon at Alabama's pretty much said he's out.
Right.
He's not maintaining, college eligibility. He's ready to pursue the NBA. Tahad has not said that. Tahad's trying to evaluate, in which that's what you should do, and what Bruce Pearl encourages his players to do, because it ultimately wants the best for them, whatever they feel like that situation is. So if that's the route they want to go at that point in time in their life, then he's gonna push it and encourage that. So that's why I say probably 60-40 with Tahad coming back, unless he gets something just so over the top that tips him over to the other side. Kyle said, seen a projected lineup of Tahad, CBM, Hall, Murph, and a portal center. Well, just got a portal center. And Kyle, you helped kind of break that story. So congrats to you here on the show. Look, CBM at the 2, he can handle that. He's a long, lanky guy. I think he's got good ball handling skills. I don't have a problem with him kind of bouncing around, between that 2 and that 3 spot.
I think he's a versatile player, and I think he showed that this past season. And I think that's an okay lineup right there.
I agree. Glenn said Kidd will be better next year. I totally agree. I mean, he absolutely will be better than he was. He came off the bench this year. That's another thing I like about Tahad is, and Coach Pearl talked about it a lot, is he never complained. He never said anything. He never said anything to other players or coaches. He was always a guy that understood his role. And he was the 6th man, and he could have started for a lot of teams, Faith, but he accepted the role, and he was part of a team that went to a Final Four, and he knew this team had a chance to win a national championship, so he accepted it. And so that, again, is another reason why you want a kid like him back. because of his maturity at such a young age and what he brings to the chemistry of the team.
And you've got to think about, too, how Sharif Cooper went to the NBA, and you saw that he just wasn't developed enough.
Still hadn't made it, really.
Right. And I think Tahad coming back, he'll be able to get stronger and become a more developed player to go to that next level. So him coming back would benefit, obviously, the team, but also himself. So
Right. Justin said, if you were an NBA team, would you take Tahad or LeBaron? I think it depends on your needs and what you're looking at. I'm not going to diss on LeBron. I'm not going to diss on LeBaron. I will diss on LeBron, by the way, because everybody knows I don't like him. LeBaron, I liked him in high school. And, when he was committed to Auburn, I was excited about the possibility of him being on this team. And then, of course, Flanagan goes to Ole Miss, and, that was his kind of connection. And I get it. When coaches – guys build a relationship with coaches, and when Wes Flanagan left to go to be on Ole Miss's staff, that's when he decommitted from Auburn, and that's just the way it goes. And so he goes to Alabama, and he was a very good player this year for them. I thought he got better as the year went along. I think he's got tremendous upside. I think the guy's extremely athletic. There's a couple of guys that you can compare him to, but I think it's all dependent on what your need is. Tahad's a true point, and I think LeBaron really could do a little bit of both. And in the NBA, versatility isn't as key. You want to be pinpointed down in one area, and there's not a lot of hopping around. So Tahad knows what his position's going to be, and so I think it's really about what you're looking for from an NBA team, and that varies from team to team. So I know that was kind of a answer, but that's just kind of where I am with it. I'm also trying to say that I don't want anybody to take Tahad. I don't want to say, I would absolutely take Tahad over LeBaron, but I think both are really good players.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you there. So.
All right, let's talk about some of our partners here on the program. Again, keep those comments coming in. We will get to them as you throw them our way. Sure Shot in Alexander City, Faith. Can't say enough about Sure Shot. Glad to have them on.
Yeah, they've got plenty of different hunting apparel and firearms, sell and trade new and used firearms, and they are very educated over there. So if you don't really know what exactly it is that you're looking for, they 100% can go and help you. They also are just up 280. So anytime that, you're headed, I don't know, up that road, you can go and stop there. It's not too far from Auburn. I know people that have gotten safes from there too. So they've got those if you're looking to keep your firearms, in good condition and put away. So calling them 256-329-0080. And they can help you with all of your firearm apparel and hunting needs.
Absolutely. No doubt. We love Sure Shot. Get all my stuff there. And then Oliver Ross, Faith.
A party from 20 people to 20,000 people. You can call on Oliver Ross. They are more than capable to take care of the bartending and services that you need at a party. Why would you take the off chance that you're going to spill all over yourself and embarrass yourself when you can?
Because that's what's going to happen.
Oh, 100%. Come on. I know that would be me. They are certified and licensed bartenders, and they can just fully take care of what it is that you need for your party, sorority events, fraternity events, all the rush events that are going to be happening over the summer. Just deal with everything else that you have to deal with and try not to worry about any of the bartending. Leave it to the professionals.
No doubt. And we mentioned wedding, and shout out to Rosie
and Cody, they just got married on Saturday.
Congrats.
I'm so excited for them. Love Rosie. I interned underneath her. Everybody knows that.
Right.
And love Cody. He's the best too. So beautiful wedding at Lake Martin. I'm so happy and proud of them.
Yeah, they had a great weekend. It looked like they had a lot of fun too. From the videos.
Running. So
right. So congrats to them. Wanted to say that, but I will get to some more of our partners here on the program here in just a little bit. All right, let's shift football. Man, how much time do we have? I've got to get on the road. We got a lot to do this morning, but got to get to football. Braden Joyner out. A little shocked by that. I'll be honest with you. You and I both talked about that last night. You were kind of like, what? When I sent that over. And so now that's 4 guys that have gotten in the portal for Auburn. We've talked about the other ones in the defensive back room. But Braden Joyner, I'll be honest, got some playing time last year from Auburn High School. Had kind of worked his way into the backup center role behind Connor Liu. Versatile player, could play those guard positions at his size. So, again, you're going to lose guys, but it really comes down to, all right, there's another depth piece gone. There's another situation. You try to build up this team and get everybody in place, and then a guy goes, well, I'm out. And so, again, it's you're not mad at him. Guy's got to do what he's got to do, but this is the battle that coaches have to deal with, Faith. They're having to go as they're getting people. They got guys going out the back door, and you're like, okay, now I got to go fix that.
Yeah, and I think I was just shocked because he went to Auburn High School. He's from the area. And he had some good playing time last year. He was actually able to get in and play a lot. And we saw a lot of him in practice this spring. So I was definitely more on the shock side. I talked to him last year before one of the games. And
good kid too, by the way.
Yeah, very nice guy. I literally told you the other day practice, I was like, he's just like a little gentle giant. He's so sweet, so nice. So yeah, I was shocked. I didn't see this one coming, but yeah, now we've got this to fix too. So we've got to go, and now we've got to find people on both offense and defensive line because we need the depth in the defensive line. And now, well, we've got to find some more depth there.
Right.
Yeah, I was just shocked.
It's funny that, you hear from so many people now, I'm one to belabor a point, Faith. I mean, we said this 3 weeks ago about the defensive line. You and I both said this. I'm going to give me and you a little bit of kudos here. And we had people come back and say, oh, we got plenty of defensive linemen. Everybody I've talked to and everything I've seen since then, what's the top position that you need some more depth in? Defensive. Everybody's saying it. And it's not like it was some epiphany. It's not like we came out and were the ones that broke the news. I mean, just use your eyeballs and see that the numbers there need to increase and that you cannot have enough interior defensive line in this league. And it's about depth. I'm not talking about go out and get 2 or 3 All-American. Now, if you can go get 2 or 3 All-Americans, that's great. That's not going to happen. But you've got really good players in that defensive line room. But you've got to add some more guys. And, Coach Freeze said it in the post 8A presser. He also said, hey, I won't turn down a solid linebacker and a good cover guy either. So there are certain positions that you go after because you got to think about injuries. You got to think about things that could and probably will happen. Okay? I think that's just one of those situations where you got, okay, I've got 8 guys. I need 10. I got 10. I need 11. You just never feel comfortable with enough depth there.
Absolutely. Bubba said, sorry to disagree. Joyner is only starting due to lack of good recruiting. We are recruiting better and the portal. And I think he's right. I
agree with that point.
Yeah. But we've also seen Tate Johnson was taking some snaps too the past couple of years. And now he's at a whole new position.
Right.
So I think, yeah, we definitely have to have somebody better.
Well, this is exactly what we're talking about here. I mean, it's no cut against J.C. Hart or Terrence Love, or Braden Joyner. But, you add guys and the recruiting increases and the quality of depth, you make a decision whether you want to hang around after you just got jumped or you want to go somewhere else. And again, it's a business decision. Bubba, I think you're exactly spot on. What I'm saying is about Braden Joyner is that he was a depth piece. And can he go?
But he also still got playing time.
He did last year. And I think the point he's making is that his playing time probably will decrease even more because of what Auburn went out. But again, this is a personal decision that each player's got to make. They've got to decide, okay, do I feel like I can work my way back up, or has that ship sailed and do I need to go try somewhere else? I think it's all valid.
I agree.
But you were right about, Braden Joyner, he got really good playing time last year, but I think Bubba comes back and says the reason he was playing is because, we're trying to build that back up. Again, it's not a shot on him. It's just the reality of what it is. And as you build your roster, as you build your depth, maybe you don't offer guys scholarships or whatever that would have been offered 2 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's kind of what we're on the same page on.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. So.
But again, I hate to see him go. I'll be honest. I think he's a great.
I think I'm just shocked because he's from Auburn and that whole kind of thing. That's where I'm kind of just like.
No, I'm with you. Again, I thought he was a guy that, and he had been praised, had gotten better, and had worked up, and so I don't know that he'll be the last one that gets in the portal. So what does it look like on the flip side? I think roster management is massive. Coach Freeze has done a good job, Faith, of going to other schools and, maybe mid-major schools and finding quality pieces, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's been able to show us that in the past. And, we've got to go ahead and start hopefully getting the pieces that we need that are going to be beneficial for us and be able to find the good fitting pieces that are going to make us better.
I think he's got a good, radar for players at Western Kentucky, Miami, Ohio, those type of schools to go get, he goes to Arkansas State and gets Kieran Crawford. You and I both love the way he plays. And he's turned into way more than just a quality piece. He's a stud player. I think he's going to have a great year this year. He's also been able to go to places like Penn State and get a KLS, who was arguably the best receiver on the team last year. And I think taught our guys, the younger guys, they learned a lot from him while he was here. And I think
he's still there helping them.
Right. Jason talked about that on Monday, how he's still there, kind of as a mentor or whatever. And then you go to somewhere like Texas A&M and you get an Isaiah Rakes, and you go to Indiana and you get a Philip Bleedy. You are able to go, to some Power 5 conference, Power 4, Power 5 conference teams and get players. And then you're able to go find, don't want to say diamonds in the rough, but that's kind of where they are. It was almost like Janai Broom at Morehead State in basketball. Being able to go out and identify and see where that player could be, not where they are right now, but where they could be, is massive. I think they've got a good radar for that stuff.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's been showed in the past, and hopefully now we can get those key elements that, some might be more than just a depth piece. They might be, a huge impactful, potential start. I don't know.
Right. You don't know which one's going to be the next one to step up. So got to go get some quality pieces there. So the portal did open today. We'll continue to monitor that. That thing's fluid. We all know about that. All right. SEC Media Days, Faith, I sent that over to you last night. The schedule was announced. And Coach Freeze will be going on Tuesday, July the 15th. He'll be up at the podium, and obviously don't know who Auburn will select as players to go over, but you and I'll be at Media Days this year in Atlanta. So excited about that. Things get started on the 14th there with Brian Kelly.
Yep. Brian Kelly, Lane Kiffin, Shane Beamer, Clark Lee.
That'll be day one.
What?
I said that'll be day one.
Yeah, that's day one. And then Hugh, Kirby, Josh Hupel, Steve Sarkinson on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, we got Alabama, Florida, Mississippi State, so on and so forth. So
and all the way down to Thursday. So this thing drags out. So, so on Auburn's day, Free, Smart, Heupel, and Sarkisian. Hey, you got Texas, Tennessee. Hey, there's going to be a lot of talk that day. I mean, with obviously Georgia going to be drawing a massive crowd of what they've been able to do. Tennessee with all their off-season drama. Sarkisian with Texas, and then you add Auburn with Hugh Freeze. That is a loaded day in Atlanta. So looking forward to that already.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's our day. So
absolutely, we'll have a full day, and we'll get to catch up with players and all there. All right, before we get off, Faith, I can't get off without taking a shot. I just can't do it.
I was waiting for it.
I took a couple of shots last night on Twitter. And again, you know, this guy did everything he could to ruin our program. So I look up and Jay Knott enters the transfer portal and goes to Oklahoma, which he ran all over. I mean, I thought we'd not seen the last of Jay Knott. So now we got to play him again when we go play Oklahoma. But thanks to Brian Harsin for running him off and 3 other running backs. So glad to see that he's back in college football doing what he does best, running everybody's best players off. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's not really a coincidence, is it?
I don't know if there are any coincidences anymore.
Literally every single running back got in the portal for Cal. And so welcome back to college football, Brian Harsin. I'm sure Cal's sitting there going, what in the hell did we just do? So, but anyway, that was my little parting shot. Got some more partners here that we want to talk about. Old Number One Customs. Love Old Number One Customs and what they offer with their renovations of their kitchens and their bathrooms. They can be in and out of your house in 2 weeks, Faith. Just 2 weeks.
Don't DIY it for 2 years. DIY it or have old number one customs do it in 2 weeks. No need to do the DIY part.
You have absolutely patented a new tagline for Old Number One Customs. Add the phone number in there, 334-752-6162. That 0% finance and 0% down. Tax season. Yesterday was tax day. You're going to get those refunds back. Don't go blow it on a bunch of crap. You know, everybody gets this money in their pocket and they go, oh, I got some money. Well, it's your money. You paid it in, so you're just getting it back. So go reinvest it in your house with Old Number One Customs. Don't go blow it on something you go, where'd that tax refund go? So I don't remember. I don't know what we did with it. So check them out. They'll help you out. And JFA Blue Plumbing, quality water, clean filtered water. The Atlas Duo whole home water filter installed for $15.99, 0% down, 0% financing. Faith, I mean, we all need to be drinking filtered water.
Yeah, you guys do, your kids, your parents, your animals, seeing what it does to the dog bowl, my shower, my sink, even the kitchen sink when I don't have a water filter here at my college house. So make sure if you're not in a college house, you get what their water filter system does. And they've got the easiest number that you can even, I don't even have it in front of me and I still remember it, 844 JFA Blue.
I mean, there you go.
And yes, make sure you take care of your family, your animals, and everything, and get a water filter from JFA.
Absolutely. JFA Blue Plumbing, Old Number One Customs. Can't say enough about them. Go back, Sense of Green, Scout, Bunkers, Sure Shot, Oliver Ross. Man, we've got great partners here that have found us with our Auburn Blitz programming, our podcast each and every morning. All of you that comment and send us messages, really appreciate that. You make the show what it is. We love the interaction. We encourage the interaction. We don't want, I know everybody don't want to see me just up here. They don't want to see Faith up here talking a lot more than me, but we want to hear from you out there as well. And your interaction really means the world to us. So, Faith, we got a busy day. Looking forward to it. You and I get to go speak in Rick Smith's class, and everybody knows who Rick Smith is. He's the PA announcer for the Auburn Tigers and the SEC. By the way, he is the PA announcer during the SEC championship game. Taught both of us, so we're coming full circle here today. He asked me to come to speak to the class, and he's like, well, you got to bring Faith with you too, because you just hired her, and this is a great story. And so I'm not gonna poke too much fun about how old he is in front of his class today. I'm gonna go lightly today.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's definitely going to be some of my friends probably in this class, and it's going to be weird that you're
going to be talking to them about their career.
So we'll see, but I'm excited. It's going to be so much fun. Everybody knows how much I love Rick and how much of an impact he's made in my life, obviously. So going and doing a small, tiny something in return for what he's done for me. So yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah,
it's going to be a fun morning. So again, we appreciate everybody out there. Do something nice, be nice to people, do something productive today. Have what, Faith?
The best day ever.
Absolutely. Always. And a big old
War Eagle.